Hey model car fans, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to Ducky's Model Cars, and welcome to another model car review. Now today I'm going to be reviewing one of my two most expensive models, and one that I was super happy to get, although it did hurt the bank a little bit. But yeah, as promised, I'm not going to leave you guys hanging for as long as I have in the past with making new videos on anything. If you watched my video a couple of videos ago, you know, I laid out everything that was new in the collection and said they were all going to be having reviews. I have a whole bunch of older stuff that I'll share with you guys because I know some of them I think are going to be re-released, or you know, they're still up for sale from other people, as well as a lot more things coming in future. So without any further ado, let's jump into the review of the BBR Ferrari 812. And of course, this won't be a full unboxing. This will just be my review of it. Of course, it's sitting outside the box. I do have the box here just behind, just to show you kind of how all the packaging does come if you're maybe new to BBR and considering buying it, just to show you it is packaged really well. It does come with a display case, which I'll show you in just a moment here. Of course, obviously, I have it completely out as it sits on my shelf on display. But yeah, I guess let me start with showing you how the box comes before we jump into the entire model. So let's put that off to the side. So yeah, basically from the outside, we can see the box just has this white cover over it, which actually protects the nice red box. So you can see luxury models from Italy, BBR models. Now, spoiler alert, if you look on the bottom of these cars, they do say made in China. So while I believe the company is Italian in origin, BBR, and they do a lot of Italian cars like Ferrari, yeah, the models are made in China. So that is just one thing to consider if that's something that you guys, you know, might care about. But yeah, that's one side. The other side, again, has the BBR logo and the luxury models. And then you also have a little barcode there that obviously gives you the model, the color of the model, and then how many pieces. Now, BBR does do a lot of limited pieces. Some people in the past have kind of debated how limited, because they'll do several different runs. But I think if you go and look, the limited pieces are usually by color. So, you know, they made 212 of the red, but then let's say, I know they made some white ones as well. I don't know how many. So yeah, so while they do make kind of a lot of the same model, the limited number comes based on color or different specs that BBR does. But anyways, so if we take off the protective cover, you see it has this one flap that opens up. It has a nice protective cover on top, so it's actually really good because it does come with a display case underneath. It's very well protected all around, A, to protect the model inside, but to also protect your display case around so that you don't get a lot of scratches, as my cat has come to visit us. Right, sorry about that again, guys. The cat's, he's in a cuddly mood. You can't blame him, he's very cute. But anyways, you can pull this flap down. It has a nice protective cover over everything. Then all you gotta do is, oh, I may have put this back the wrong way, but basically you just open up your cover and then you have your display case where obviously your model as brand new is going to be displayed. And then on the end plate here, we have the number of which model yours is out of the entire range. So of course they made 212 pieces of this model, and mine is number 180. And also, I should mention, inside each BBR box, you get this little write-up that basically just talks about how it's a limited model. They're all hand-built, and you get this kind of funky little booklet with a lot of writing. I guess if you guys can read that, you can pause the screen here and read that if you so wish. But yeah, you just get this little booklet with a little write-up, basically about the model a little bit and the company. All right, so jumping back into the actual model, again, the Ferrari 812. Probably one of my favorite Ferraris ever, and that you can currently buy today. Of course, they also make the 812 GTS and the Competizione and the Competizione Aperta, or open convertible. I might down the line get one of those, but as I did mention, this was my first really expensive, well, single-handedly expensive model. In terms of Canadian dollars, these retail for about $600 Canadian. Obviously, pricing is going to vary. I think they're about 400 and something euros. If you go on the BBR model site, of course, then you can convert to your own currency from there. But yeah, they retail for about $600 Canadian. Thankfully, because of my friend Keith's Model Cars, we met in my previous video. I paid just slightly under that amount, so just under $600. So Thanks, Keith. But yeah, if you're wondering on pricing, they are about $600. That's about kind of the standard. But I will say, for what you get, for the money is definitely worth the model, because I mean every single detail on here is perfect. Of course, color is kind of something that's, you know, personal preference. I kind of figured it's a Ferrari, it has to be red. But yeah, all the levels of detail on this are awesome. Again, all these models are hand built. Now BBR does, I think, mostly make sealed resin models. They do have a handful of models that do open up and I guess are die cast as well. I'd actually love to get my hands on one to kind of compare to see what the opening BBR is like, to say the likes of Auto Art, which is a brand that I know very, very well, of course, for opening die cast. In terms of resin, the only other company that I have resin models from is GT Spirit. So obviously a little bit on the cheaper end, so you can definitely see these are a bit more high quality in comparison. The model is actually surprisingly light. I haven't weighed it, but again, compared to the GT Spirit models that I have, which are definitely a little bit heavier, the model is very nice and light. It's a little bit deceiving because the box and everything is a little bit heavy, but again, the display case, again, is very thick plastic, very well protects your model. Anyways, we're just rambling on about random stuff. But yeah, the Ferrari 812, quick facts, 6.5 liter naturally aspirated V12, makes right around 800 horsepower, hence the name 812. All the details on the model are awesome. So this is obviously Russell Corsa paintwork with silver wheels, and you can see the yellow calipers. We have the painted shield on the side. The rear details are amazing. The carbon fiber work on this is probably the best or the most realistic looking carbon fiber work I've seen. Of course, the Auto Arts we know are pretty good, but for almost the double price in this compared to an Auto Art, I would expect the carbon fiber work to be a little bit better than it is on the Auto Arts. Let's dive in for a little bit of a closer look, and hopefully you can see on the camera there just the weave and everything on the carbon fiber work, the details in the tail lights, the rear diffuser, which extends under the car. The one thing, I guess because these models are kind of designed to just be displayed like this or on their stand, you don't really get any details on the bottom. You just get the BBR logo, and then here where it says made in China, and obviously your mounting points for the screws. So yeah, in terms of undercar detail, like I've shown some of my Auto Art, you don't get to see the exhaust or anything going on underneath. You do still get the exhaust tips out the back, of course, the quad exhaust, 2 tips on each side, which are amazing. We move up to the hatch. Again, you have all the little window details, the little Ferrari logo on the side, all the little arrow cutouts that are on the real car, which are all functional arrow for can obviously keeping your car on the ground. You can see the little indents in the roof. We take a look at the nose, all the details there. The headlights are amazing, and the interior detail is also really good. Again, it's a little disappointing that it's a sealed resin model, so I'll try to get here in close to show you the interior. We can see kind of the all black leather with the red accents. You can see a little bit better from through the windshield. Now the windshield is just kind of a soft plastic, so if you are going to be handling the model, definitely be aware of that. You know, be careful with it. Don't poke it too hard, and try not to have anything drop on it, because all the windows are just kind of a thin plastic. But again, this isn't something that you're really going to be playing with. This is a high-end model, more for display. But yeah, it's kind of hard to show, but all the interior details are there, and they're awesome. Basically, if you look at one of these in person and you've seen a real Ferrari 812, they miss zero detail, except for the fact that you can't open the doors because it is a sealed resin model. Unfortunately, there's not a whole lot more I can show you guys. If you're wondering, the wheels do turn on this. I'm not sure if they're actually supposed to or not. I mean, the fact that they do spin slightly and they haven't broken off yet, I guess, is an indication that they are designed to move a little bit. But just, I guess, that is, maybe something to watch for in the future. Maybe don't roll them too much. There are some screws on the bottom that I maybe, don't see on camera, but right in front of my fingers there are 4 screws on the bottom, or 5 screws on the bottom. That maybe if there is some kind of issue, that maybe you can, drop it out. But yeah, they do spin, whether they're supposed to or not, I don't know. But But once again, let's take one more final look at the details with it up on the box here. Again, all the details are there. The front mesh and the grille is absolutely amazing. The Ferrari logo sits there very prominently. You have all the little details with like parking sensors and stuff all around. There's carbon fiber on the front, little lip piece there as well. The headlights look amazing with the little eyebrows. Again, you can see all the air vents. They actually, and the one good thing with the model, they actually look functional. Like it looks like if I were to blow some air through it, that you'd actually see the air go through. I don't think that's the case, but the fact that it looks that way, again, just the attention to detail is nailed. The little vents behind the door, obviously for brake cooling, all over the rear as well. You can see a little indent for the gas cap, which is perfectly placed. And yeah, the rear details are awesome. And yeah, this model, when I picked it up, well, I had this on order for about a year before it actually arrived. And, you know, I knew for me personally it was going to be a step up, retailing for about $600. I think previous to that, the most expensive single model I bought was some of my Auto Arts, which are about $350, maybe a little bit more. The single most expensive day I've ever had, I think I talked about a year ago, was when I bought my SVJ and my Senna model. They actually landed at the same time, and those together were about $700. But yeah, just keep that in mind, guys. These models are expensive. BBR is one of the more expensive, but I would say expensive yet affordable brands. You can always jump into something like an Amalgam, which costs like thousands to tens of thousands of dollars. So, but yeah, for kind of your mainstream models, BBR is definitely at the top. All the details are there. This model is absolutely beautiful. This model is quickly one of the favorites in my collection. It's currently one of my favorite cars that you can buy today. So there's a quick little review on it. Again, the fully sealed resin model from BBR. At some point, maybe I'll get to review a fully opening model for some comparison. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed the review, like the video, please give it a thumbs up. Remember to subscribe for more. Again, there's a lot more videos coming in the future, and we'll see you all in the next one. Bye.